Angelica, Eliza, and Starlord.
Today we're going to talk about Boo Boo.
Hey sluts. Welcome to the...
Hi guys! I've been trying to record this sign on for quite some time.
We can do this, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sitting. I'll be quiet this time. I'll just look pretty. Oh, I got this. Hi guys! Today we have a very special guest with us today, Court with Confidence. We're going to be talking about gender and sexuality. We're very, very excited to get started. I'm going to take over as be Julian with Confidence from now on. So, Leno, I've never seen a talk show.
Wait, Jay Leno?
I don't know.
You guys sent in a whole lot of questions. We are going to try to get to all of them today. So, I think this is a super good topic for Pride Month, too. I'm very excited about this.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to talk about, like, gay and lesbian and bisexual topics, and you don't really get to talk about gender topics a whole lot.
I know.
So, what are your pronouns?
They them.
So, what is your identity, and what does that mean to you?
I'm non-binary.
Okay.
Which means kind of outside of the spectrum of gender. When I was in high school, I used to identify as gender fluid because I would wear I would wear dresses, and then I was like, ooh, I want to wear a suit, so now I'm masculine. And for some people, if that's true, they want to use their clothes to express their identity, and that's fantastic. But for me, I wear whatever I want.
People read feminine and masculine differently, too. I like this question a lot because everyone answers it differently. Even people who have the same identity or have the same labels always feel differently about it.
But, like, a lot of trans people, like, feel like they have to conform to the cisgender stereotype of being masculine or feminine. For me, my gender identity is just, I just am myself.
Do you think that it's okay to experiment with identities before deciding what you want to be?
I think it's necessary for a lot of people. A lot of people don't really know because gender is such a crazy spectrum.
Yeah.
So it took me, probably 6 years to finally land on something. And I might just be like, wait, maybe that isn't me. And
I've always felt like identities and labels were a lot more about feeling validated than feeling like you need to explain yourself. So this person asked, I recently came out as genderqueer and I'm feeling very alone. What advice do you have for someone that feels like no one understands them?
I mean, there's a lot of people out there who feel exactly the same way.
Yeah.
I used to run a LGBT advice column, and all the questions I would get were nearly identical.
I get a very similar question to this at least once a week, if not more. And I wish that I could gather them all together and be like, look how many of you that there are, and you all feel this way.
There's a community that you don't know of yet. There's all these people who feel the exact same way as you do. There's Facebook groups, there's Twitter pages where you can connect with people, there's events in your city or in your town.
It's Pride Month.
It is Pride Month.
There's a pride somewhere. Being comfortable with how you identify and being open talking about it, because there's probably a lot more people right in front of you don't realize.
You don't,
because everyone thinks that they're alone, so no one's talking about it. How did you come out to your friends and family?
When I came out as a lesbian, I was sitting in the car with my family, and we were driving somewhere, and my mom was like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh no, I wanted a bigger reaction. And then my siblings in the car were like, wait, you have a girlfriend? And I was like, no, I don't want, this is a me moment. My family's always been
hilarious.
Be who you want to be and date who you want to date.
Yeah.
But my family's also not quite as good about my brother who's trans. I have not talked to my family about being non-binary.
How do you react when someone misgenders you?
Most of the time I don't really react. I want to be more of a stickler for it, but for other people's sake.
That makes sense.
Because for me, it's not as big of a deal, but for other people, I feel like they deserve to have that. I want to be that representation for people who need that.
That's good. Does your gender identity have any effect on your personal relationships?
The only relationship that it has been a struggle with, I guess it isn't even my gender, it's my sexuality, would be with my grandmother. I surround myself with people that I know will give me the same courtesy I would give them.
What advice do you have for kids who are currently exploring their gender and sexuality?
Try new things. You guys are young. You have your whole lives ahead of you. You could be like, I'm gay. That's it. But that's what I was like. I was like, oh, I'm 16. I'm gay. That's it. And then I was like, actually, I still kind of like boys a little. And then I was like, but also I like, I kind of just like people.
There's so much pressure to define yourself and know exactly who you are, and I feel like a lot of people think that they need to have this shit figured out like right away. You're gonna learn new things about people, and you're gonna be attracted to new things.
Yeah.
It's cool to not have that stuff figured out right away. What are some ways that someone could support their friends who are struggling with their gender identity?
Everyone is different, so everyone gets support, needs support in different ways. The most important thing when it comes to supporting someone is communicating with them, because you might be doing something that you think is helpful, but they're just like, yeah, I'm not doing great at all. And sometimes you can't help them, and that's okay.
And when you try to put a bunch of energy into helping them, knowing that you're not going to get an outcome out of it, you're wasting that energy. You could be spending that energy listening to them or talking to them or giving them whatever it is that they actually do need. So just ask them.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that you wish someone would have told you when you were first trying to discover yourself?
Don't support corporations that make LGBT products just because it looks cool.
Ooh, that's
the advice I would give.
That's a big thing. That
like maybe support LGBT companies because they give back to the community, and don't support it just because they have rainbows on stuff.
Yeah, don't buy pride flags off Amazon.
All the money is just going right into jail.
That's another topic we can't do that.
Next is capitalism.
Next time on Advice with Mama Court, capitalism.
Let's burn it to the ground. Are we summarizing?
Yeah, just kind of like some like little end quotes.
Experiment. Try new things. Find people in your life that will support you no matter what. Unless you kill someone. Maybe you shouldn't kill anybody. I think it's important to point out, like, if your friend is gay, but they also are a serial killer, maybe it's not homophobic to report them. You should not.
Have you had to deal with a lot of gay serial killers? Like,
I'm just saying, do not blindly follow somebody. This goes with celebrities as well. Support them because they're LGBT, but not because of their serial killerness. Hold on, wait, I forgot the point of this video. It takes a while for you to figure out your sexuality and gender, and it's okay that you are behind other people because everyone moves at their own pace.
All right, thank you so much for talking about serial killers with me and being so open and vulnerable, and this was super dope. I love you so much.
I love you, Jay Leno. Remember the callback? This is a callback.
It's a callback, thank you.
You can cut that out.
Nope, that's going in.
Try again.
That's going in. If you guys have any more questions for me or for Julian on the subject of gender identity or anything else really, there is a link in my description to my advice column. You guys can ask some questions anonymously. Subscribe to my channel, etc., etc. And like always, stay confident,
but not a serial killer. If you're a serial killer, be less confident so you can find out that you're a serial killer. Don't tell serial killers they should be confident.
You know what? I'm starting to wonder if you're a serial killer. Because you are really, this feels like projection.